Good morning, everyone. The time being 9 o'clock on Wednesday, October 29th. I'd like to call the King County Finance and Budget Committee meeting to order. Let's just do the roll call.
Juby,
Juby here.
Lewis,
Here.
Surges. Mr. Surges, I do see you online. Tepe,
Tepe here.
Sanchez, Leonard.
Leonard here.
Mr. Surges is here. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. And I do see Madam Chair online as well.
Okay, we have a quorum. We have a quorum. I'd like to ask for approval for Mr. Sanchez and Mr. Surges to attend remotely and to be able to vote. Any objection to that? Seeing none, Mr. Surges, Mr. Sanchez, you are admitted to the meeting and you are allowed to vote on all the items.
Thank you, sir.
The next item of business is the approval of the minutes from the September 24th, 2025 and the October 21st, 2025 meetings. I need a unanimous consent or a motion and a second to approve.
Tepe, yes, for unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, the minutes are approved. Under public comment, we have 5 people on the sign-up sheet to speak. The first one, Steve Leffler.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Steve Leffler from St. Charles. Hope you're all having a glorious day. You might be asking where my biking gear is today, because I did tell everybody I was biking all month, and I've mostly been able to do that, except I had to go out to DeKalb the other day. But today, I carpooled with my contractor from St. Charles down to Batavia and then walked from Batavia here. It's a nice 50-minute walk, and it was beautiful and glorious out. And I saw Cooper's Hawk, and it was really great. And I would encourage everybody to try and do it if you can. If you live reasonably close enough, try and come to the meetings. Pedestrian style. The weather is good for it still. As I was coming back, I noticed I'm walking down 31 outside of the wall on Fabian, and there's a nice wide path or wide space there that could be turned into a bike path. And it'd be really helpful to have that, because 31 is pretty dangerous to drive along. I know you guys aren't wearing your Forest Reserve hat right now, but it'd be something to take into consideration when you do wear that hat. Now, onto a different subject. As many of you know, I pay attention to what's going on in these meetings. I follow the numbers. I read the packets beforehand, and generally I come in peace. When I opened the packet for this meeting, Mr. Lausen, with all due respect, your supplemental contextual information, there's a lot of it, and not much of it pertains to what we're doing, or a lot is extraneous. And it makes it difficult when I'm sitting here on my phone trying to follow along in a 589-page packet when there's 99 pages of supplemental that doesn't apply. It makes it hard for me to follow along in the meetings on my phone. And if we could do something a little bit leaner, that would be much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Denise Theobald.
Morning. As you know, I've been coming to these meetings and asking questions, but I can't seem to get straight answers sometimes. For instance, Mr. Lausen, every month you proudly report on how much accumulated interest the county has earned. But I'd like to ask you today, how much of that interest actually comes from ARPA funds being invested? How much income has been generated since those ARPA funds have arrived? And more importantly, what's your plan to replace that interest income when that golden goose is gone at the end of 2026? I also find it interesting that there's a proposal on the table to freeze board salaries, yet you're asking for an increase in 2026. If you're going to be managing less money in the coming years, shouldn't that mean you need fewer people or at least smaller salaries? Why the new hires? What's the need today compared to last year? When everybody else in the county government is being told to asked to reduce their budgets and cut positions, what makes your department the exception? And since you publicly called me out for asking questions and presenting facts, I'll remind you, you do work for the people of Kane County. It's every constituent's right to question you and any other elected official here. And for the record, the reason I don't come to your office is simple. I don't want to be bullied or have my words twisted and cherry picked behind closed doors. Public questions belong in public meetings where they can be heard, recorded, and answered transparently. Not word salad explanations with incomplete graphs and out of context material, just direct answers. Let's also remind the public that the county board only controls just under 4% of the residents' property taxes. 71% of that is mandated and funds public safety. So when some say we shouldn't raise even minimal revenue to keep up with inflation, what they're really saying is we don't need revenue, not even inflationary times, and they're okay with defunding public safety. I'm a little confused. We cannot run an organization, a business, a government without taking in any revenue ever. And as we know, taxes haven't been raised for over a decade. And now the rubber has met the road and we have to have solutions. We need some kind of income. I'm a taxpayer here, I pay a lot of taxes. But how are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to pay our people? How are we going to take care of our community without that? Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, our next speaker is Ginger Romano.
Good day. I can recall a few years back when the new board decided there was too much in our reserve account and had to spend that down. It's kind of in a pickle now. And I also would like to thank and acknowledge Treasurer Lawson for his stellar award-winning performance of investment strategies for maximum interest earned on the taxpayer's behalf. He's a true servant and steward of the finances of the people. And I do appreciate the information Mr. Lawson puts in his reports. It offers insight to the times and is good for reflection for the future, for when someone wants to look back and see what was really going on, for maybe the reasons why things were done the way they were, that you can go back and actually look at it. Because right now I'm having a little bit of a hard time looking at stuff that's been from maybe 30 years ago or 40 and can't find any record of anything. So I really appreciate that. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Moving on, our next speaker is Kathy Fleshberg.
Good morning. It's been a while since I've been here. I don't have a lot to say today. Kathy Fleshberg, Huntley, Illinois. I did want to touch on this, this grocery tax increase. What I don't understand, and I don't know if you can explain it or not, is why it's just being hit in the unincorporated areas. I live over by Del Webb, and you're gonna hit those people. I mean, 1% doesn't seem like a lot. And then you got the gas tax increase, but they're not really happy, and they're just gonna take their business 2 miles down the road to McHenry. I know I'm going to. And I just wanted to throw that out there, why it was just the unincorporated areas that got hit with the grocery tax increase. And then I just want to touch on these levies. I mean, these levies, I know last year we asked for an increase, and it was stated in one of the meetings that this was out of the norm, that this isn't something that is normally done. You haven't asked for an increase, and now we're going for an increase for a second year in a row. I don't understand what the general fund is in need for the 37 million. That seems to be what the shortfall was for this year. I mean, I see a major spending problem with the way that the money has been spent ever since the chair took office. I mean, the COVID funds are dry, the ARPA funds are gone, and we need to make cuts, and yet we haven't made too many. I've heard a lot of ideas and I've listened to the meetings, but I really haven't seen a lot of cuts. All I've seen is increases and where the money can be moved from and into. And what struck me was like this 6 million for the retirement fund. What, did we dip into those funds too? Because that should be funding itself. And I know Chris does an awesome job bringing in money, thank goodness. I don't know what we would do without the money that he brings in. We'd be even more asking for more money. But to me, I don't understand why we're going for more tax levies, because unless we make cuts, we're going to do this again next year. It's either the reserves, levies. You can't keep on asking for increases in taxes either. And some of these levies just seem like a waste of paper, of time. I mean, really, why are we voting on $110, $500, $550? These seem like a waste, other than to be able to say, well, we needed an increase for the roads, for the vets, for this, for that. Because basically the majority of this is for the general fund, liability, retirement, Social Security. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And our final speaker today is Brian Anderson.
Good morning, Brian Anderson, Sugar Grove. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 12 days until the full county board meets on November 10th to present the budget. So there's not a lot of time. My comments are going to be what happens going forward, because we've let this year get by without doing the hard work. Feel free to, when you speak among yourselves, I think the new budget, we're probably going to be about $35 million in deficit starting out the new year. Vern Tepe knows that. Everybody here in the room knows that. So we can limp through the next 12 days, present a budget to we the people, and then we're going to have to do this all over again next year, except that the reserves are shrinking. We do not have what we had in the reserves. So throwing it out there for discussion for you note takers, and I've just got a couple of examples today. I spoke about it last week. The PACE program, we spend $20 million as a county. I spent the last several days going to many different bus stops around Kane County, literally on these PACE buses. Maybe one person. Several times, nobody. So we have an obligation as a board. And that may fall under transportation, it may fall under one of the other committees, but this is the most important committee, finance. We need to take a forensic deep dive into the PACE program. PACE on Demand, they can pretty much come by my house and pick me up. Why aren't we encouraging John Q. taxpayer to use that service? In 2019, we were netting 3.9 million, I believe. We're down to 1.3. So it's not a good investment. I also talked about TMP 251212. Again, that probably will be best suited in transportation. If we can hold off on that project, we don't need to be spending $1 million upfront right now to have supplies ordered for 24 months. And oh, by the way, we need to give another $6 million for this project on Randall and Hobbs. Not necessary. It can be held off. Lastly, the attrition programs. I'd like to see the director of HR in this meeting next month going, here are the projected list of names that people are retiring in the next 12 to 18 months. Those people can take buyouts. We need to be taking a look at all non-essential and non-union team members. My last comment is nothing more than example. It's not the person, it's the position. We have Julie Mann, Public Information Officer, making $156,000 a year. We ought to have somebody in that position making about $65,000. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That concludes our public comment. Moving on to the treasurer's report, Treasurer Lawson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee and members of the public. First of all, I'd like to thank all of the folks who spoke this morning. Important contributions. Steve, thank you very much. I understand what you're saying. The concern is that information doesn't apply to what we do here. I respectfully disagree. I see it as just the opposite for two reasons. Number one, we all need to try to project the future as best we can. I try to put material in there that does provide some of the fundamental information that at least I look at and other people look at when they try to predict what's going to happen with interest rates and therefore what we should do with our bond buying and selling strategies. The other big portion of what I try to include in those, and maybe I'm mistaken. I mean, I understand that there are many points of view on this, and I just ask people to indulge me, while I'm here. Getting our fair share of state and federal funds is crucial. The way I believe that we were able to freeze the property tax levy for at least the 8 years that I was responsible for putting together these budgets without controversy was that we understood and accurately projected how much the state funding of our operations, most importantly in income and sales taxes, and then also in grants. It was, I think, in husbanding those resources that we were able then to relieve property taxpayers in the county. Denise, I very much appreciate your contributions in these various meetings. I thanked you publicly, and I mean it, that you give me an opportunity to explain myself where perhaps I haven't been clear enough for some folks in my report, in the reports that I present. So I am not calling anybody out for asking questions. I appreciate the questions. What I am calling out is when so-called facts are presented or assertions are made without any documentation of what I'm trying to do in the next several board meetings is just put together, this is what was said, and here's the documented facts of what's true in this circumstance. And then finally, Ginger, thank you very much for your thoughts. In the end, one of the things that I think is most important about what I do on your behalf is it is a matter of measuring objectively cash in the bank. So cash on cash returns, cash in the bank. If we have it, that's good. If we don't, I have to dig in, roll up the sleeves even further and work harder. So thank you very much. And I sincerely mean it. Blair, if you wouldn't mind putting up, I think it's slide 6. Okay. And if you can expand it, it's basically in the middle of the page. This month's interest income in September was $2.3 million. Now, of that, we're sending $625,000 to taxing districts. That's a a big chunk of money going back into our partners in local government. But that $2.3 million in 1 month's actual cash on cash is 29% more than the county's whole year projected interest income in November 30th, 2023, just 2 years ago. And as we've observed in these meetings in the past, I understand that interest rates have gone up. They are coming down. You know, the idea about a plan for the ARPA money, no, the ARPA money is gone. Have to ask yourself, and I'll be asking, you know, just for information purposes, what do we have to show for $200 million that was granted from the federal government through the state government into Kane County? What do we have to show? And certainly part of the answer is going to be, well, here's a long list. Okay, could you put up slide 9? Okay. Okay, so slide 9 is basically the cumulative interest earned from 21 to 25. Let's see, and it's now at $65 million. It's good, but the problem is, what good is it if it's squandered by spreading it around to 250 various funds like a puddle of water or various puddles of water? One of the things that occurred to me this morning as I'm coming in was to make a list of some of the more unknown funds in the county, and then take a look at how much interest income was allocated to those funds. And then the board, and especially this committee, needs to ask itself, well, what do we have to show for it? Holding folks accountable for what's being spent. So spreading money around in puddles, not so good, because when time passes, when the sun comes out, it dries up all those puddles. Again, you've got nothing to show for it. What I think the better approach with money, even small pieces of money, is to aggregate it, like in a piggy bank or in cushions in the sofa, is aggregating it like a water tower. And so gathering it together where it can be used to solve budget problems, kind of like water pressure that can relieve a lot of these issues. It's more than $65 million in 3 years. Again, it's months ago, it may be a year ago, that the chairman of this committee outlined what I think is one of the most important suggestions about how to balance the budget, and that's using the interest income directly where we can under state statutes, where it goes to departments and offices where it's allowed, you know, where the county board is allowed to aggregate it and use it in big pieces, or as he advised at least 8-9 months ago, indirectly, where you know it's going there, you know it's found money, it's just extra money. And so you can now relieve some of the general fund allocation to those offices, departments, and again, gather it in one piece. I think it really is a matter of will. I mean, and you say, well, who is going to object? Who would sue you for taking a legitimate approach with proper accounting of the direct and indirect use of interest income? It is within the interpretation of the law, but it's your decision. But it is a whopper error not to aggregate the interest income. It is the same kind of error that earning 43 basis points, only less than 1/2 of 1 penny on $250 million was. It's the same kind of error as buying tax-free municipal bonds when you don't pay taxes on your investments and therefore give away yield, or using suitability standard brokers where it sets up a zero-sum game that whatever they gain, you have to lose. And then thinking that we're sophisticated enough to keep up with people who have done this for decades in their lives and do it all day long, every day of the year, and they are plenty smart, rather than using a fiduciary advisor. That's all I have in big pieces for my report this morning, although I would like to again insist on a letter from the board through its chairman's office for acknowledging compliance in the budget process from the treasurer's office. As you can tell, and this is only the beginning kinds of interpretations, not fully and as sharply articulated as it will be in about 9 months to a year, that I received a letter, as every elected office received a letter, of non-compliance. So the public record at this point out of the chairman's office is you're not in compliance. That was false in several offices. It has not been corrected. Second time it occurred is when the chart was provided. It was only $90. But if someone wanted to say, well, did you comply? Well, here's a letter that you didn't comply. Here's a chart that says that you didn't comply. It is some of the oldest kind of, in rugby, it's called a cheap shot. Guy bending over, pick up the ball, you hit him extra hard. All I'm asking for, and it was agreed at the last finance meeting, but it has not been issued. Instead, 2 letters or 2 presentations, public presentations have been presented of non-compliance, and it's just false. I'm happy to comply. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Appreciate the report. Moving on to our auditor, Ms. Wegman.
Good morning. I do have my report on file. Do want to point out just a couple of things that are on that report. We do have the 2026 AP schedule that's been completed and included in the packet and has been distributed to all the departments and offices. It just tells everybody when invoices are due, the checks are going to be sent out, basic information that we utilize every year to pay the bills or assist in paying the bills. We've also conducted a personal expense voucher audit. Anita, you had asked for some information last year about personal expense vouchers, reimbursements. It took us a little while. You had a budget process. We held off on submitting that until now, but it gives a better picture of where the personal expense vouchers are and where reimbursements are. We do plan on providing that information on a yearly basis so that there's a better understanding. Within that, there had been a recommendation from the finance department for updating the personal expense voucher. We are working on that. We have just one little bug that we're working on, but we'll have a better document for the employees of the county to ask for reimbursements. So we are trying to be a little bit more innovative and a little bit more technology oriented when it comes to assisting the employees. So that is my report. I can certainly answer any questions that there may be.
Any questions for the auditor? Seeing none, Ms. Wegman, I believe you have 2 resolutions you'd like to present.
I do. The first resolution that we are presenting is regarding the per diem rates for 2026.
And that is pertaining to the IRS code that we're just following suit on. Is that correct?
Yes, last year we adjusted the process in the county to go off of the gsa.gov website. And so we are following the continuation of that going forward.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to discuss and possibly approve.
Lewis will move.
Moved by Lewis,
Juby seconds.
seconded by Juby. Any questions, Ms. Juby?
I actually do have a question. So if I recall correctly from the conversation, there was concern that the meals were not broken down they were not broken down by breakfast allocation, lunch allocation, and dinner allocation. And yet in every time we see one of these, it always says of the total allowance per day. So where are we sitting right now with that? Are we taking, this is what you get for the day and you divide it up however you want? Or you're only required this percentage for breakfast, this percentage for lunch, or this percentage for dinner? Because I'm a little confused about our policy versus our procedure.
It's broken down on the GSA website. So the IRS has broken it down, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and incidentals. So it is broken down. And that's how the IRS has it set up.
And doesn't it say per day?
It gives a total for the day as well.
Per day. So,
It does breakfast,
so
lunch,
we're not the
dinner.
only ones who are having a hard time determining what it's supposed to be.
I wouldn't say that we're having a hard time determining what it's supposed to be because we're utilizing the government website and it's broken down there.
And also done as a per day amount. So I was under the impression it was up to the individual municipalities to determine how they wanted to do it. I will go back and I will look it up and talk with you later. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none,
So-
Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman Surges.
Excuse me, Mr. Sturgis, go ahead.
I guess my question is very simply, when the auditor mentions this information, that this is an IRS standard, do our internal codes, if you will, supersede those, or are we allowed to vary from those? Or is she suggesting these are the standards that we must comply with and we're not? I'm not sure if this is just like an indicator or if she's making a statement that we're doing something wrong.
I'm not making a statement that we're doing something wrong. The policy code of the county is to review this on an annual basis based on my recommendation. So if there's something else the board would like to do, we certainly can go ahead and work with that, but this is my recommendation.
And just so I'm clear though, what's been presented is within our governing documents now.
The governing documents are the
I know you feel they're inadequate and they should be updated, but we're not doing anything wrong. I mean, this is the way we have it.
This isn't a matter of doing something wrong or right. This is a process that is in the policy, the code, that on an annual basis, the auditor makes a recommendation for per diem. No wrong, no right. We're not asking for a change from what we've been doing for the past year.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Any other questions for the auditor? If not, Savannah, please do the roll.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Thank you very much. Moving on, we have a second resolution. Ms. Wegman, if you want to present it, or I can, whatever you'd prefer.
This is just the claims paid from September.
Okay, and the amount is in the amount of $18,911, $786.62. I need a motion and second to discuss and pass. Lewis moves.
Juby seconds.
Juby seconds. Any discussions, questions, comments on this? Seeing none, please do the roll.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Thank you very much. Moving on to the Finance Director's report, Ms. Hopkinson.
Hello. I've got just a couple slides on the general fund. Just our benchmarks. Next slide, please. So the key indicators to date on the general funds, we'll go through the revenue items first. Under the category of charges for services, that revenue is higher than expected at this time of year, mainly due to fees that are collected by both the recorder's office and the county clerk's office. Fine revenue is down, but it's okay where it is right now. The main difference is back taxes and interest. That usually comes in one big lump sum at the end of the year. So that's actually an okay line. Grant revenue is a little down compared to expected, mainly due to a grant that didn't come in. But we also have an office that did get grant revenue that wasn't in the budget. So the net difference is that difference. Interest revenue to date has been posted in our general ledger through July. The revenue to date that's coming into our general fund, general account is a little below expected at this time of year, mainly because the balance, the cash balance in the general fund, general account was lower than expected earlier in the year. And we allocate interest across all funds based on the cash balance in that fund. Licenses and permits, that revenue is a little bit below where we expect at this time of year. And I've been mentioning this for several months. It's mainly because of building and inspection permit revenue, which is below expected. Moving down to other taxes, that's a little bit higher. Other taxes includes sales taxes and RTA sales taxes, and those are up. We'll go through the detail on that in a second. Those are up, and that's mainly the reason why the other tax line item is higher than expected at this time of year. Property taxes are essentially as expected. Reimbursement revenue is higher than expected. That's mainly due to additional reimbursement revenue in our court services and judiciary offices compared to what was budgeted this year. On the expense side, some highlights are commodities are over budget as expected. It's mainly the same thing that we've been talking about for several months. The sheriff's food line item is almost $1 million over budget. Contractual services are lower. Two things on that. Typically, contractual services payments are kind of the lagging payment that comes in because vendors are often a little delayed in submitting their invoices. So that's part of it. But also, if you look into the details, our IT contractual services are below budget in both the IT department and countywide. And primarily that's due to several projects that were budgeted that have been delayed. And then on personal services, both on the benefits side, which is health and dental, the employer share of health and dental and salaries, sheriff and court services are below budget on the employee benefits, and sheriff court services, county clerk and circuit clerk are below budget. Those are the most significant below budget on salaries and wages. And then where we are in terms of using our reserves. So we budgeted to use $27 million in reserves. We are currently at using 13.7 million in reserves. That number will go up primarily because our property tax revenue is already in for the year, essentially. So the next several months, we won't have growth in that number. So the expenses, if you look at the expenses and the revenue, so if you look at the line that says revenue total, where it says 2%, so our revenue is running about 2% over where it should be, 2% higher. Our expenses, if you go down to expenses total line, where it says 5%, our expenses are running about 5% under budget. So good on the revenue side and good on the expense side, but I still expect that fund balance utilization is going to go up in the next couple of months as more bills come in. Okay, next page. Just a highlight of our key revenues. Primarily our sales tax revenue and our RTA sales tax revenue, which you would expect are running the same. Essentially, they're taxing most of the same items, but not exactly all. They're both up over last year. And they're both up slightly compared to what we would expect at this time of year. Our local use tax revenue is almost $1 million lower compared to last year, and it's almost $1 million lower compared to budget, and that's due to the change in the state law. Our income tax revenue is running lower, and our personal property replacement tax is running lower compared to last year, but it's up slightly compared to what we expected at this time of year.
Any questions for Ms. Hopkinson on the reports? Seeing none, thank you very much. Moving on, we have a number of resolutions. The under new business, the first 19 resolutions all deal with a tax levy for the different funds that we're allocating money to. Yesterday at a meeting I was at, one of our commissioners asked, why do we specify each specific amount? And the short Reader's Digest version of that was for transparency, so everybody can see where we're funneling the monies. So we have 19 of these. I'm going to go through each one individually. We will have a motion and a second, open for discussion, and then hopefully pass all these. The first resolution is adopting a tax levy for the general fund in the amount of $37,623,175. I need a motion and a second to discuss.
Jeppy moves.
Juby seconds.
Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, concerns on this?
Mr. Chairman Surges?
Yes, Mr. Surges, go ahead.
Hey, Bill, you know what? I get confused each year when this comes up as to what exactly, when we say, hey, we're approving the tax levy because that's subsequent to the proposed budget. And I get confused with what exactly the tax levy means. And I'm wondering if you or Ms. Hopkinson can once again just make that, dumb it down as far as possible, to say this is what, if we're asking for a yes or no vote, what are we actually voting on as a levy as compared to the proposed budget? Am I making sense on that?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I'm going to give a very short, brief answer, and then Ms. Hopkinson can give more detail. Basically, what we're doing here, Cliff, is we are trying to show the public by each individual amount, whether it be the general fund, the insurance liability fund, the Illinois municipality retirement fund, what amount of money from our budget is going to each of these different expenses. Ms. Hopkinson, is there anything you want to say to add to that?
I'll just say that the budget document is a legal document that is showing expected revenues and expected expenses, and it is the legal appropriation that the county board adopts, which is required by law. And then the law also requires a separate levy for each fund, and each one of these levies then is turned into a legal document that the county clerk's office requires to prepare the tax extension.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you, Mr. Surges, for the question. Any other questions? Ms. Bates?
I always find tax extension a hard word. It's just the tax, right? Ms. Hopkinson.
Mavis, I agree. Maybe it's just in the actual wording that fumbles me a little bit.
There's some words there that are a little,
So probably Mark Armstrong or John Emerson could do a more eloquent job on this, but essentially the levy is incorporated into a document, and then probably, and which has to be done by the county by a certain date in the year. And then sometime in January, after all of the equalized assessed valuations are done and turned into the state of Illinois, the state of Illinois reviews everything and compares all the valuations to all the different taxing districts to make sure nothing is out of line or doesn't make sense compared to all the other ones. And then they extend the rates. So there could be, if you pull up the county clerk's annual tax extension reports, which are on our county clerk's website, every year there's like a slight difference of a few dollars between the levy and the extension. And it's like a smoothing, if you will, that's done after the state reviews everything in January and February.
okay, thank you.
So actually, Ms. Bates, what it is the levy that we assign right now might be adjusted a little bit. And
Okay.
if there is an adjustment, either up or down, that's the extension.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Mr. Gray?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Now you just said up or down, but if I'm reading the second whereas, it says it is permitted for the property tax levy rate to be adjusted downward at the time the levy is extended, but I don't read, unless I'm missing it, anything in here that says it can be adjusted upward.
You are correct and I'm wrong.
Okay, so what if, and she said a few dollars, and man, if we're off a couple bucks on 37 million, I don't know how many zeros that is in front of a minor mistake, but my concern is if it goes the other way and it's more than $2, what do we do?
Ms. Hopkinson?
Well, the levy that we passed is the levy. As far as what's extended, we typically do not go back and adjust what we budgeted in the county budget. It stays as it is and stays as this levy is adopted. If a dollar or two extra comes in, I mean, nothing, if you ever look at what we budget and what we levy and what we collect, there are slight differences every year. It's not always exactly to the penny what comes in on every amount that's levied for every fund. So there's slight differences, like a dollar here, a dollar there.
Thank you. That makes sense, but do we need to add adjusted downward or upward? Because if it goes the other way, you can't adjust it according to this resolution. Would not be permitted.
I think this is the rate. And I don't know the answer. Maybe I don't know if we,
Madam Chair, you had a comment?
Oh, yes, just I think, sir, that it can be amended as.
Please.
Not on. There you go. It can be amended if it needs to as it goes to exec. So we can, if that is the case, we can simply change whatever detailed wording because it has to go through exec and then to the full board.
This is a wording that we've used in the past.
yeah, these are these resolutions have been the same resolutions that are used year after year, but we can look into that.
Mr. Tepe?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me see if I can just simplify this. Every taxing body levies a dollar amount. Okay, then based upon the assessed values in that particular area, a percentage is established. That percentage cannot be higher than the assessed value. So if $2 million is the amount of money that I'm sorry, can't be higher than the levied amount. So if $2 million is the amount that we ask for in the tax, okay, we can't collect $2,001,001. So this is all due to rounding errors or rounding situations, and they are just minor dollars.
Mr. Tepe. So in fact, Mr. Gray, your concern about going up or down is just down, and could literally be pennies or nothing or $1 or $2. So this is a form we've used in the past. We're going to continue to do it. If we have a problem, we will make an adjustment. Any
Chair
other
Gums?
questions or comments?
Mr. Chair
Oh,
Gums.
Ms. Gums, go ahead.
Thank you. I just, for Cliff's question, I always get confused on this too, but this is how I understand it. The levy is the total dollar amount that Kane County requests from the state. It's not the tax rate. So we're asking them to give us back this levy. Does that
What is, uh-oh.
Yeah, the property taxes that are levied against the taxpayers. And the property tax revenue is collected from the taxpayers in King County.
So it's
right,
not
but
from
I
the
guess
state.
I guess that's the amount that we're allocating, right? So we're collecting this, and it's not through the state, you're correct, but it's the dollar amount, not the rate.
Right, so the rate is you take all the township assessors and the King County Supervisor of Assessments, they assess the value of all the property and come up with an equalized assessed valuation. And then if you divide into that number, the levy, you get the rate.
Mr. Roth.
I guess,
I can try. When you look at your tax bill, there's a rate there, and that's calculated. We submit the dollar amount, and then they determine the value of the property. That's the assessment. And then they divide it, and that comes, so when you look at the breakdown, there's like 30 different rates for every taxing entity. And I think the county has 3 or 4 because we have Social Security, FICA, et cetera.
Well, it's just.
And it's calculated based off of the dollar amount that we have in our resolutions, correct?
Yes, so if you take a look at our ACFR report, in the back of the report, the several hundred page report, there's a statistical section. One of the statistical reports it shows a 10-year history of all the rates by fund. And if valuations go up and the levy stays the same, the rate goes down. So you're dividing the levy into the valuation to get the rate.
Thank you, Ms. Hopkinson. One last comment or
It's
question
very
by
short.
Ms. Bates.
I have an example. If the levy were $10 million, and if the EAV were $100 million, the rate would be 10%.
I don't think that's 10%.
Okay, I'll talk.
There's
can I
a few more
simplify
things that
this
go in
Arroyo
depth.
here? Let's just make this much
Thought I had
simpler.
a simple example.
Mr. Arroyo. do you
Yeah,
have a
no, I'll
question?
make this very quick here. My school district, we have levies every year. You have your levy, just $50 million a year, divided by among 70,000 households. That was a levy. Sometimes the value of a house goes up, your tax rate goes up. If the value of a house goes down, the rate goes down. But it's always $50 million a year was our levy. That was our levy. And I'm sure our county level, it's the same thing at the county. Whatever our levy is, divided by X amount of households in the county or properties, that is our levy. Sometimes it may go up, sometimes it may go down.
Right, so if each individual.
We're
property
overthinking this, people. We're overthinking this.
Yeah, so if each individual property taxpayer looks at their bill, they would be taking the rate for each of all the different legal jurisdictions, their local municipality, the county, their school district, a library district, et cetera. They each have their own rates, and then you would multiply that rate times the equalized assessed value to figure out how much each person, each property tax holder would be paying towards that particular legal jurisdiction. And the rate is going to change every year because the equalized assessed valuations essentially are changing and the levies are changing.
Yes, Madam Chair.
And don't forget about the senior tax freeze and all of our not-for-profits. So that goes into
Homestead
all of that
exemption,
equation too.
There are numerous factors that go into coming up with the final rate factor. We're not changing any of those. We're using the ones we've used for years. What we're trying to do is allocate through the levy the amount for these different funds. Any other questions on the tax levy for the general fund?
Nope.
Seeing none, please do the roll.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Surges, no.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Passes with one no.
Resolution passes. Moving on to our next resolution, to adopt a tax levy for the insurance liability fund in the amount of $6,411,918.
Surges moves.
$6,411,918. Need a motion and a second on that?
Surges moves.
Tepe seconds.
Any discussion on this? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. The next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund in the amount of $5,917,586. Need a motion and a second on this?
Tepe moves.
Juby, seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any discussion, questions, comments? Seeing none, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Moving on, adopting a tax levy for the Social Security Fund in the amount of $4,694,843. Need a motion and a second on this?
Tepe moves.
Juby, seconds.
Any questions, comments, discussions? Seeing none, please do the roll.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Thank you. Moving on to adopting a tax levy under this resolution for the County Highway Fund in the amount of $5,010,909. Need a motion and a second on this?
Tepe moves.
Juby, seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, discussions, comments? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Passes.
Our next resolution, thank you, that resolution passes. Our next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the County Bridge Fund in the amount of $312,695. Need a motion and a second on this?
Tepe moves.
Juby, seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, discussions, comments? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. The next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the County Highway Matching Fund in the amount of $65,125. I need a motion, a second on this.
Tepe moves.
Juby, seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, discussion on this? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll.
Juby,
Juby, aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Passes.
Resolution passes. Thank you. The next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the King County Health Fund in the amount of $1,972,455. Need a motion?
Sturgis
and a second?
moves. Sturgis moves.
Sturgis moves.
Juby seconds.
Juby seconds. Any discussions, comments, concerns about this? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Pepe,
Steffi, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Our next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the Veterans Commission Fund in the amount of $568,728. I need a motion and a second.
Steffi moves.
Juby seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, discussion on this? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Pepe,
Steffi, yes.
Sanchez.
Sanchez, yes.
Thank you. Leonard,
Leonard, yes.
passes.
Resolution passes. Thank you. Moving on to our next resolution. This is adopting a tax levy for the Shirewood Farm Special Services Area in the amount of $110. I need a motion and a second on this.
Steffi moves.
Juby seconds.
Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, discussion on this? Seeing none, please do the roll, Savannah.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Lewis,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Pepe,
Steffi, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Thank you very much. Next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the Mill Creek Special Service Area in the amount of $1,039,034. Need a motion and a second on this?
Steffi moves.
Juby seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, concerns? Miss Allen?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. I just have a tiny question about this. We do these special area assessments every year. And I just wondered why, I just wondered if maybe it would be a good idea if the people whose area district includes these areas would be the people who would move them.
It's an interesting concept. I don't know if we could have people not on the board move a resolution, but I think Rick Williams represents this Mill Creek assessment service area, and he's in full favor of it. And of course, he's informed all the residents of it. And I believe that that money is just really a pass-through from Mill Creek through us. So we're just kind of a through agent on this.
I absolutely agree with you. It just makes sense to me that each district member would move the ones in his district. And we always kind of stumble over it. So I just wondered.
Mr. Chairman, this is Roger.
Yes, Roger, go ahead.
So I work with the Mill Creek Special Service Area throughout the year to work on the ordinance requirements for the county. So the SSA is a creation of the county. As a part of the plan unit development, they created an SSA. And this money is used to maintain the infrastructure throughout Mill Creek in unincorporated Geneva. The SSA advisory body, they met recently and they forwarded a recommendation about their levy and budget to the development committee chair, which is Rick Williams, admin committee chair Chris Caius, and Madam Chair for consideration. But the levy is a function of the county board by ordinance. And that's the governing body for the SSA. The advisory body is just simply a recommendation, but they have conveyed their recommendation from the advisory body, which is made up of residents from the community. So I just wanted to add that for you.
Thank you, Mr. Feinstock. Miss Allen?
Thank you. I think I'm not articulating what I'm trying to say. I'm going to back off.
Well, thank you very much. Any other comments, concerns? Seeing none, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Lewis,
Yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Pepe,
Steffi, yes.
Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez. Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Passes.
Resolution passes. Thank you very much. Our next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the Wildwood West Special Billing Area in the amount of $3,000. I need a motion and a second on this.
Deputy
Sturgis moves.
Sturgis
Deputy
moves,
seconds.
Deputy seconds. Any discussion, questions, or comments on this? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Shuby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Thank you very much. Our next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the Plank Road Estates Special Billing Area in the amount of $1,575. Need a motion and a second on this?
Deputy
Sturgis moves.
Deputy seconds.
I'm sorry, who moved?
Surges, Tepe.
Surges moved, Tepe second. Any questions, discussions, comments on this? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Shuby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Passes.
Resolution passes. Thank you. Moving ahead to our next resolution. This is adopting a tax levy for the Exposition View Special Billing Area in the amount of $500. I need a motion and a second on this.
Deputy moves.
Shuby,
Surges seconds.
Okay. Who was that?
Tepe, Juby.
Tepe and Juby. Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, concerns on this? Seeing none, please do the roll, Savannah.
Juby,
Shuby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Passes.
Resolution passes. Thank you. Our next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the Tamara Dipman Special Billing Area in the amount of $550. Need a motion and a second on this.
Deputy moves.
Shuby, seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Shuby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Sturgis, yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the Church Molitor Special Service Area in the amount of $500. I need a motion and a second on this.
Moves.
Shuby, seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, comments? Questions? Seeing none, please do the roll.
Juby,
Shuby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
I'm so sorry. Sturgis, yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Passes.
Resolution passes. Thank you. Moving on to our next resolution, adopting a tax levy for the 45W 185 Plank Road Special Service Area in the amount of $4,000. I need a motion, a second on this.
Deputy moves.
Seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Shuby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Our next thank you. The resolution passes. Our next resolution is adopting a tax levy for the Boyer Road Special Service Area in the amount of $61,522. Need a motion, a second on this.
Deputy moves.
Shuby, seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Shuby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Sturgis, yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Our next and final tax levy resolution is adopting a tax levy for the Crane Road Estates Special Billing Area in the amount of $131,582. I need a motion and a second on this.
Deputy moves.
Shuby, seconds.
Tepe moves, Juby seconds. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Shuby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Sturgis, yes.
Tepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Passes.
Resolution is approved. Thank you very much. Our next three resolutions, and I believe I have to do one at a time, are resolutions that were brought forward by the Public Defender's Office, the Court Service, and Judiciary on budget adjustments. They have requested that we move these three resolutions to our next Finance Committee meeting. So with respect to the first resolution, number T, authorizing a budget adjustment for the Public Defender's fiscal year 2026 budget, I need a motion and a second to postpone this discussion and vote until our next until our next finance meeting.
Deputy moves to move the resolution to our next finance meeting, which is
No,
You don't need the date. It's then whenever it's set, that's fine.
November 26th.
okay. Thank you.
Need a second on that?
Lewis, a second.
Lewis will second. Any questions, concerns on that? Yes.
I have a
Ms. Judy?
question. How can we authorize a budget adjustment on a budget that hasn't been accepted? I thought we were able to just change the budget that was on display until we actually voted on it. I don't understand how we can do a budget adjustment if we haven't passed the budget.
And that's why we're postponing it to the next meeting. Hopefully on November 10th, we're going to pass the budget. Then we can amend that budget at any time.
Okay, so we're postponing this till after the budget has been formally adopted.
That is correct.
Could we maybe put that in the motion to kind of,
Well, we're hopeful that it's
okay,
going
we
to,
don't need to put it in motion. That's fine.
I was just going to say, we're hopeful to get the budget approved on November 10th. If something would happen in the interim where we don't, I hate to put a date certain on it because we don't know for sure.
well, that wasn't a date certain. That was, the motion would be amended to address this after the formal budget was
If you would like
taken.
to
I'm
amend,
fine with whatever's up there. I'm just saying.
I mean, we
just-
could amend it if you'd like. Okay. Any other questions or comments on this? Seeing none, please do a roll on postponing this resolution until our next Finance Committee meeting, which will hopefully be after the budget is approved.
Juby,
Should be aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Sturgis, yes.
Pepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Okay, the resolution is postponed until our next Finance Committee meeting for the Public Defender. Our next resolution, we are also asking for a postponement until our next finance meeting, which I believe is November 26, 2025. Asking for an adjustment for court services for fiscal year 2026 budget. I need a motion and a second on this.
Deputy moves.
Lewis seconds.
Lewis seconds. Any questions, concerns, or comments on this? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Should be aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Pepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution is postponed till our next Finance Committee meeting on November 26th. The next resolution is authorizing a budget adjustment for judiciary for the fiscal year 2026. And the request for a motion and second is to postpone this resolution until that November 26th meeting, which hopefully will be after the budget is approved. I need a motion and second on this.
Deputy moves.
Lewis seconds.
Tepe moves, Lewis seconds. Any questions, comments, or concerns on this? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Should be aye.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Pepe,
Deputy, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
It's postponed.
Okay, the resolution is postponed to our November 26, 2025 budget meeting, Finance Committee meeting. Our next resolution is authorizing approval for iMed Vision Care as Kane County's vision insurance plan provider for 2026. I need a
Surges
motion,
moves.
a second on that.
Surges moves.
moved.
Lewis seconds.
Lewis seconds. Any questions, comments, concerns on that? Seeing none, please do the roll.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Thank you. The resolution's approved. Moving forward, would like to now ask for authorization of this resolution for approval of the ortho oblique imagery. The total amount of this resolution is $746,550 over 6 years. It equates to $124,425 per year. I need a motion, a second on this. Lewis moves.
Juby seconds.
Juby seconds.
If you want me to.
No, thank you. I appreciate the offer though. Any questions on this?
I just wanted to add something
Green.
on this for, in case you didn't get a chance to look in your packet, the clarity of these images can actually show you crack sealing on pavement. And I think it would be an incredibly valuable tool for the county to have.
Was not aware of that, so thank you for that explanation. And obviously, it's a very worthwhile venture we're budgeting here. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Passes.
Resolution is approved. Thank you very much. Our next resolution is authorizing funding and purchase of a rapid DNA instrument and database capability for the Kane County Forensics Lab and related budget adjustment. Need a motion, a second to discuss.
Lewis motions.
Lewis moves.
Juby seconds.
Juby seconds. Any questions on this? Comments, concerns? Seeing none. Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Thank you. Our next resolution is authorizing receipt of the Child Protection Data Courts Grant in the amount of $4,150. I need a motion, a second on this.
Juby moves.
Juby moves.
Lewis seconds.
Lewis seconds. Any questions, concerns, comments? Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Just a comment. This whole thing with child protection is one of the primary things that we do in Kane County. And this is, I'm so glad we have this opportunity to just highlight this. Because if we don't protect our children, what kind of government are we? So dear to my heart.
Thank you for your comments. And once again, we're recognizing a grant we're receiving on this. So it's a wonderful situation. Any other comments, concerns, questions? Seeing none, please do the roll, Savannah.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Thank you. The next resolution is also accepting a grant from ComEd Powering Safe Communities Program in the amount of $10,000. I need a motion and a second to discuss and hopefully approve.
Juby moves.
Juby moves.
Lewis seconds.
Lewis seconds. Any questions or comments or concerns on this? Once again, this is a grant, so we're very grateful for it, and it's in the amount of $10,000. Savannah, please do the roll on this.
Juby,
Juby, I.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Thank you very much. Our next resolution is authorizing a memorandum of understanding between Kane County and the Conservation Foundation for the New Trees for New Homeowners NICOR Charitable Giving Grant. Need a motion, a second on this?
Juby moves.
Juby moves.
Lewis seconds.
Lewis seconds. Any questions or comments or concerns on this? Mr. Gripe.
Just curious, is there any detail in the grant about what trees can be planted and who polices this? My concern being, if you can see streets that a lot of developers make with the same tree, one after another, after another, after another, when they get sick, they all get sick and they all die. So,
You know, I think we have an individual here with an answer for that question, Mr. Wright.
Conservation Foundation is the one that is choosing the trees. So far, we have 8 native trees and 4 native bushes and shrubs. And I
So
can
they-
provide the list as soon as I have the final details.
but that's the list of what you can select from. The homeowner gets to choose what it is.
Yes,
And do we give any guidance to the homeowners to not?
absolutely.
plant
We have a
100
guidance
more?
pack to them and how to take care of it.
Okay, well, if taking care of it is one thing, but just if we can make sure they don't try and plant the same tree everybody else has, then we won't have massive losses. So,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Good point, Mr. Wright. Seeing no other comments or questions, please do the roll on this, Savannah.
Juby,
Should we, I,
Lewis,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Thank you very much. Moving forward to our last resolution, which is authorizing the execution of collective bargaining agreement for Kane County Division of Transportation. I need a motion and a second to discuss.
Lewis motions.
Lewis moves.
Pepe seconds.
Any questions, comments, concerns on this? Seeing none, Savannah, please do the roll.
Juby,
should we, I,
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes. Resolution passes. Thank you very much. I don't know of any old business. Is there any old business anyone wants to bring up? Seeing none, I need a motion or a unanimous consent to place the reports on file.
Lewis gives unanimous consent to place the reports on file.
Thank you. Any concerns about that? Seeing none, the reports are placed on file. At this point, I have no comment except one. And all I would like to state is that as we are all aware, we've got a budget that we will be voting on November 10th. It needs to be understood by everyone that there may be amendments to that budget after it is approved, but that would be by a vote of the board. And we feel very confident that we're in a position right now where hopefully we're going to not have to use any or very little of the reserves compared to the 20 million plus we had to use this current year. My hope is, and I think it's a realistic hope, that we hopefully won't have to use any at all. The most I believe we'd have to use might be 2 or 3 million now. So we're in pretty good shape on that. So I just wanted to thank all of the department heads for their great reaction and helping in make this budget balanced. The elected officials have been wonderful to work with. We've been dealing with them, quite honestly, in their offices and trying to get everything resolved. And we're at a point now where we really only have 3 elected officials that we're not totally in compliance with yet, but we should have that done relatively in short order. And there's great movement on both sides. So I thank the electeds for their considerations and also for the fact that on the 3 resolutions that we postponed to the next meeting, they understand that we can amend the budget after it's approved, and we will amend it accordingly once we come to agreement. No need, unfortunately, for executive session today, so all I need now is a motion and a second to adjourn.
Pepe moves.
Pepe moves.
Juby seconds.
Juby seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.